confiscate your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. She sponsored a bill to impose a 100% ban on gas-powered automobiles. Can you imagine that? You have to give up your automobile. Darling, I really want to drive to Washington, but I don't want to make 7 stops. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention. At taxpayer expense, one of the most expensive operations, by the way. That's the least of the problems. And perhaps most revealing of all, she lied about working at McDonald's. How simple is that? No, she said everything that she ever... I worked hard at McDonald's for a long time. I worked over the French fry bin. You know what I'm doing next week? I'm going to a McDonald's to work. Because if I work there for 10 minutes, I will have worked there longer than her. You know, in many ways, I don't like talking because it's so basic. You know, it's just so... But there's something beautiful about it, too. It's so simple. She said she worked at McDonald's, meaning I worked so hard. It's hard work. She worked at McDonald's. It turned out to be a lie. She's a liar. That's why I call her lion. That's why I call her lion. I had her as comrade. Okay, here's another poll. Who likes comrade Kamala Harris? Comrade meaning like, you know, sort of a communist thing. Or who likes lion? Let's do comrade first. Who likes comrade? Comrade Kamala Harris. Lion Kamala Harris. I guess that's the end of that one. But with your vote this November, you know, I did 3 of them today. I did a little one, a little tiny one with a small group, and then I did a really big one. I did a big one, and I did this one, and I'm still raring to go. They say, how the hell do you get the energy? How do you get the energy? How do you get that energy? But I love doing it. You know why? Because I see it. We're making so much progress. We're exposing her for what she is, an incompetent communist. And people aren't going to have that because we don't have a choice. If we don't win this election, you know, there are those people that say you'll never have another election if we don't win this one. That could be possible. Look at Venezuela. Look at so many places. You know, it sounds far-fetched. It's not at all. Look at what's happened in just 3.5 years. Look at what's happened to our country in 3.5 years. We have to get out. We have to win this election. But with your vote this November, we are going to defeat these radical left country destroyers, and we are going to finish what we so brilliantly started. We had it going so good. On day 1, I will close the border. I will stop the invasion of illegals into our country. And we will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of the United States. We have no choice. The illegal migrants coming into our country are taking the jobs of American citizens. But you know what they're really taking? The jobs of black and Hispanic workers. They're taking the jobs. Black community, Hispanic community is being decimated by what's happening. They're coming in and they're taking the jobs. And you know what's going to be next? Unions are going to they're going to be next. They're going to take a lot of union jobs away. They're going to take jobs away, period. But the black community, you saw the bad numbers last week. They were terrible. They got down. You know why? Because they're hiring people. Well, you had a job for years, and now all of a sudden somebody else is taking the job. And it's also affecting the Hispanic people. And my numbers with the black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. I don't do quite as well with black women, I must say. I don't know why, but I'm sure that'll work out too. But I do appreciate it. I do. And we're doing unbelievably with Hispanic. The Hispanic population has been incredible. We will quickly become energy independent as we were before and make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. We will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill. Get our prices down. And we will terminate the insane mandate demanding that you have to have all electric. Everybody has to have an electric car within a very short period of time. That goes for trucks and everything else. You know, the truckers, it doesn't work. The battery is so heavy. You know that a battery for a truck is so heavy that you'd have to rebuild every bridge in America because they can't handle the weight. That doesn't affect these people. The other thing is you'd have 6 stops between New York and Los Angeles. With diesel, you'd have none and can even come back 10%, okay? You'd have none. Think of it. And it takes up a lot of payload. But think about it. It's much heavier. The battery's very heavy, right? Very, very heavy. You would have to rebuild every bridge in America because it's not designed for that kind of a load. Can you believe it? And I said to this gentleman, one of the big truckers, one of the biggest, maybe the biggest in the world, I said, have you told them that, yes, what did they say? We don't care. We want you to build all electric. And he ain't doing it. I'll tell you, he's not doing it. I said, how many trucks do you have? He said, 29,000. I said, you got 29,000? How big are they? They're all 18-wheelers? Is that what it is? The big ones are 18-wheelers. And he said, you must be very rich. He said, I'll tell you what, they're going to try and make me poor. He said, you know, he said something interesting. He said, sir, I've been buying trucks for 50 years, and every year they get better, more efficient, stronger, bigger, better looking. And now we even build beautiful, I call them an apartment. We build beautiful apartments behind that cab, and they are beautiful. This guy loves trucks, and they are beautiful. Sir, honestly, you'd be proud to live in one of them. And I said, how about the First Lady? You think she'd love it? I don't know. I don't know if she'd love it. I can handle it. I don't know if she would like it. I don't know if she... By the way, go buy her book. Her book is great. I was a little nervous when I read it because I said, I wonder if she's going to be hitting me hard. No, she was very nice. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. It's very simple. Now, go buy it. It's great. It's number one bestseller. I will stop outsourcing and turn the U.S. into a manufacturing superpower. Working with Elon Musk, we will slash a record amount of government waste. He's good at that. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to be a secretary. He doesn't need it. He's got rocket ships all over the place. He's a wild man, I'll tell you. But you know what he wants to do? He said, I can cut costs, trillions of dollars, and nobody will be even affected, and our country will be back in great shape. Between that and charging countries that come in and plunder and steal, we'll have a country that's a machine. We're going to make a beautiful machine, and then we're going to take all that money and pay off debt and help people that are not in good shape and sick and old and tired. But he wants to do that. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want a title. He just wants to say, look, there's so much waste and abuse and fraud. You ever hear the expression? Fraud, waste, and abuse, right? Levels that you wouldn't even believe. You know, when I cut the price of Air Force One, I bought it. Sir, it will be $5.8 billion. I said, nope, I'm not doing it. I was supposed to walk in and sign it because I said, who negotiated the contract? They said, Barack Hussein Obama. I said, well, then it's too high. They said, why do you say that, sir? Because he negotiated it. It's too high. And I said, it has to have a 3. You know that, sir. It has to have it. So I waited, Boeing. And then finally they said, oh, boy. Because, you know, they thought they had. So think of it. If I didn't do that, they would have made $1.7 billion. I said, because they ultimately cut it down to $3,999,99999 and 99 cents. 1 penny. I said, it's got to have a 3 in front. This had a 5 and it's 5.7. So I said, let me ask you a question. So if I didn't come along, you would have made 1.7, same exact plane, right? Except I had a much better paint job, much nicer. It's true. It was red, white, and blue the way it should be. It wasn't baby blue, it was blue. Not that little baby blue. But no, I did a great job on it. But I said to the head of Boeing, I said, this was before the 2 planes went down. This is before the problems for Boeing. You know, Boeing was considered maybe the greatest, but certainly one of the greatest companies in the world, and now they've suffered a lot. But this was before. I said, you mean if I didn't come along, you would have made $1.7 billion on this. Actually, it's two planes, you know. It's Air Force One is actually two planes, two identical planes, 747s. You would have made 1.7 billion. He said, well, yeah, we have, of course, you know, they would. The answer is they would have made 1.7 billion. So Elon's actually right, because they shouldn't make that kind of money on it. But I got him down $1.7 billion. It took about 2 months of not returning phone calls. I will end the war in Ukraine, stop the chaos in the Middle East, and prevent World War III. I will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly, look, you know that, they dearly deserve it. We're going to give our police their respect back. They want to do the job. No, but think of that with all the criminals that are being put in all over the world. This is not just South America. We mentioned Venezuela, but it's all over the world. Crime is down all over the world. Prison populations are down all over the world. They're delivering into the United States mental patients, prisoners, killers, drug dealers, gang members, criminals, street criminals. They're all here. They're all going to be here soon. We're not going to allow it to happen. Not going to happen. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a missile defense shield, all made in the USA. And we will not have a woke military. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. You'll like this.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not laugh! You will not cry! You will learn by the numbers!
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face! Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face! Ah! Bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face! Ah! You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
How to abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers the way I...
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I love working for Uncle Sam.
I love working for Uncle Sam.
Let me know just who I am.
Let me know just who I am.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
It may not be politically correct, but we won 2 world wars. We won 2 beautiful, big, ugly wars. And we are in a woke mode. Look, I defeated ISIS in a matter of weeks. It was supposed to take years. And those people did it. And I had great generals, not the guys you see on television that don't know what the hell they're doing. And they are woke. But the military, you could take these military guys that we have and put them into a woke cage. They call it a woke cage. Scream at them for 2 years about wokeism, and they come out and they want to beat your ass. We have very tough, smart, great military. We have to take care of our military, though. We gave billions and billions of dollars of it to Afghanistan, to the Taliban. You know, we didn't have 1 soldier killed in 18 months. They were going along killing our soldiers. And I made a phone call, and the fake news, that's a lot of fake news back there. Look. The fake news. That's a lot. That's a lot of cameras. It's amazing when I watch and I see those red lights. You know, when the red lights are on them. And sometimes I'll point to them, and as soon as I start pointing, those lights go off so fast. We will lead the world in space and reach Mars before the end of my term, and we will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And I will support universal school choice, very important. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend the Second Amendment, protect religious liberty, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections. Under the Trump administration, we will put American citizens first, American children first, American patients first. You cannot get into a hospital, by the way, because the migrants have all of the beds. You cannot get into a hospital. You cannot get your kids into a school because there are migrants there that don't even speak the language. It's unbelievable. They're giving, because of Biden and Kamala, they're giving precedence over your children who've been in that school. Is it not even thinkable? I will put American taxpayers first, American workers first, and American communities first. And we will put communists and Marxists and fascists last. We're going to put them last, way down at the bottom. And they will always be last. We will defend our territory. We will not be conquered. They're trying to conquer us. Think of it. These guys are walking in with guns that are more sophisticated than our military has. They have no money. They come in from different parts of the world, and they have better guns than we have. There's something going on, but I'll get to it very quickly. It's going to end. It's going to end unpleasantly for them. We will reclaim our sovereignty, and I will give you back your freedom, your life, and your country. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. We're going to bring back the American dream. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda once and for all. We want a landslide that is too big to rig, too big to rig. And again, early mail-in voting is underway, and you have to get out there and do it and get everyone you know to vote. Because think of this. After everything that we've been through a lot together, right? These are vicious, horrible people. I call it the enemy from within. We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. If we win this election, we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. With your help, from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise. We will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we love. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much.